So you know what the best part about the Super Bowl finishing is?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's going to go back to not giving a shit about the NFL again. And it's one of the better times of year, in my opinion.
You reckon? The transition, the quick transition from caring to not caring?
It might even be too quick to qualify the word transition.
Surely, but it's not about the actual thing. It's the ads, isn't it? The ads and
The ads, the halftime show.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just I just never bothered to give it the time of day. So those comments are probably unfair, but it's what we do, mate. We reach for the headlines and we get people talking.
Welcome, Jacko, one and all, to another episode of Fine Leg to Full Forward. Episode number 74.
Yeah. What rhymes with 74? Plenty more.
Wow. Nice.
That wasn't too bad, I don't reckon.
This is not too bad.
I can freestyle.
You're better than I can.
Well, come on. Let's not get caught up in who did what to who. How was your weekend, my friend?
It was good. It was really good. Partner's birthday, so sort of went away and went down to Traralgon.
Ah, yeah.
So it was sort of spent the weekend down there. Tarrabolga. Have you been to Tarrabolga National Park?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah,
No.
it's probably about a half-hour drive south of Traralgon.
Yeah. Okay. It's like from here. What?
No. Yeah, plenty of like little walking trails and waterfalls and things like that.
Yeah.
Kind of similar to where did we go again? When we filmed Shooting Stars.
Oh, that's a deep cut. Was it something like Tarongo Falls or something like that?
Yeah, that's the one.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Similar vibes.
That kind of vibe. Yeah, I love that. I love that.
No, it's great. And then sort of spent it there, and then did a couple of cheeky surprises Sunday.
Lovely.
But that was real good, mate.
Would you call yourself a romantic? Obviously, it's Valentine's Day
Yes.
for us tomorrow. Not tomorrow currently, but it was a couple of days ago, and this is
Yeah. See, the listeners would think we're recording this on Valentine's Day.
yes, that's our usual day for recording, isn't it?
Yes.
But we've got plans
We do.
together, almost.
I don't know if I'd call myself. I don't know if I'd put myself in that category. I think I'm trying to sort of. I think I try to make a bit of an effort. I've been trying to, because I'm a very laid back, easygoing person. I think, and I think if it's just that all the time, I feel like sometimes it's like you got to try every now and then. So. I feel like
it makes it tricky when both of you are like, "Oh, what do you want for dinner?" "Oh, I don't mind."
Yeah.
"Oh, well, I don't mind." So we're never gonna eat.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
No, that's
So,
fair.
I wouldn't call myself, a romantic, but I think I'd like to think that I'd try.
Yeah.
Yourself? Would you call yourself a romantic? I think you'd be a lot more so than I am.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I reckon. I think it's the little things.
Yeah.
Like it's not about how grand the gesture is or anything like that. It's just the meaning behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of, but also not really, I think.
Yeah. I'd argue that I am, but not in the like a stereotypical way, I guess.
To be fair, there's not much conventional about you.
Yeah, I'll pay that. So I missed the Pels, but you were there, my friend.
Yeah. So Pels got another dub. We remain on top of the ladder. Looked a bit dicey early on. I think they ended up putting on 167, something like that. We were a few short again, so I think there was about four, maybe five debutants or seasoned debutants.
Yep. Who took wickets?
I bowled very averagely. I didn't take any. Legs took 2, just as he does. You can just chalk him up for 2 right off the bat.
Day out.
Elmo bowled a very. He opened the ball from the other end. He bowled a very average first over of medium pace.
Yes,
switched to offies. Second over.
Doorknobs.
He took 2 for.
Oh.
Took 2 for as well. Yeah, I think Elk maybe took 1. But then we batted. Got off to a pretty good start with Elmo and Paul opening the batting, and then lost a few quick wickets.
Yep.
And because we had a few people who'd never really played cricket before.
Yes.
I was asked to go a bit higher up the order.
All promotion.
Well, I usually bat at number 10, as you know.
Yes.
It's where I feel most comfortable. It's where I've scored.
Next to me.
Yeah, absolutely. It's where I've scored most of my career runs as well.
Correct.
You've been there for a few of them, I'd say.
Yeah.
And I was asked about it like 6 or 7. I'm like, nah.
6?
It might have been, or 7, I can't remember.
Okay.
And I was like, nah. Eventually managed to talk it down to 8.
Yeah.
But then, Laurie, who ended up batting 7, wasn't in for very long. So I just basically batted 7.
Basically batted 7. Well, 7 is effectively a bowling all-rounder, isn't it?
I mean, that's for the fans to speculate. That's not for me to comment on.
Yeah.
Yes. So I've walked out to bat, and we need about 60 odd, and I will give a massive shout out to Mr. Renton Lewis.
Yeah, Rennie.
The I don't know what number he batted. Would have been maybe 5, probably. 5, I think.
Okay.
And
didn't open up.
Nah, he didn't. It turned out to be a masterstroke because he was the anchor that held the innings together. He ended up. Now, we counted 48 not out, but, mate, I don't know if you've actually had a look yet, but the score online says 46 not out. I am sorry about that. But I walked out to bat realising there's no one behind me, really, that's going to stick around. So it's really on Rennie and myself.
Yep.
And like 60-odd runs seems like so many to get.
Yep.
And we didn't. I hung around.
Didn't lose another wicket.
We were there till the end, and I think we had about 10 or 11 overs to spare. So
Jeez.
Ended up being quite comfortably. And Rennie bloody carried.
Nice, man.
Yeah. The reason he's getting a shout out like this is because he said, as he was leaving the rooms after the game,
after the match saving knock,
after the match winning knock,
match winning knock. Yes.
He's like, I can't wait to hear all about that on Thursday morning. The fact that he listens to it the morning that the episode comes out.
Yeah.
That's why we spent a couple minutes talking about you, mate, because that is well deserved.
Yeah. When it actually comes out. Listens to it when it comes out.
It. Numero uno.
There you go.
There or thereabouts.
Well, there's your shout out, mate.
You know what? If we keep batting together, wouldn't mind batting again, and hopefully we get a couple more shout outs, right?
So, running it back through another week, we'll start with, monumental news. I think we touched on it as we were closing out last week because we knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
And then it did happen. LeBron James is now the leading point scorer in NBA history.
Inconvenient timing. We touched on it on Tuesday for a Thursday release. And he broke it on Wednesday. So, shout out to, what's his name? LeJon Brames?
LeJon Brames.
Yeah, that's the one. Actually, it's one of those records, though, that we just never thought was going to be broken. So it's actually crazy. But funny part was Kareem's face throughout the whole thing. I don't know if you saw any of it. I was watching in the office while it was happening.
Yeah.
And he didn't look pleased.
No?
I don't know if there's something that's gone on between Kareem and LeBron, but every bucket he scored, when it went to Kareem's face after the ball went in, he just didn't look pleased. Like it was like trying to smile, but sort of.
So he could there was an attempt.
I don't know. But he look, if it was an attempt, it wasn't a very good one because the man looked disgusted.
Right.
At every point that was scored.
There you go. I saw the when he handed him the ball. I don't know if that was that after he broke it, or was that at the end of the game?
The officials called the timeout, and they did it all then. Like everyone came onto the court. It was 10 seconds left in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that he scored 36 points in 3 quarters.
Yeah.
Because, at 38 years old.
I guess everyone would be passing the ball the whole time, but I mean, that's still like.
Yeah.
Did you think for a second that he would not do it that game?
Well, this was the thing we were talking about, because the tickets for that game were going for $100,000 or whatever, and they were like the nosebleed seats.
Yeah.
So imagine if you got 34.
Yeah, and then like the people that are just getting tickets for the next game, regular game, get it?
Yeah. It's outrageous, isn't it? But it would have been, if he hadn't done it, it would have been against the Bucks.
Right.
Kareem played for. Imagine if he had a bloody sky hook, which was his specialty, to pass him. But,
wow.
Yep. So a bit of basketball news there, and obviously, as is the way with us, we're talking about it probably a week after everyone else does. That's what we do.
That's okay. That's all right.
Something else that's happened, and this is more on theme with us as a show, India.
Yeah.
Absolutely pummeled Australia, didn't they?
Correct. They did. So, I mean, there was a lot of talk about, there's a big build up to this test series, first test. And there was a lot of intrigue as to how the Aussies were going to sort of play, particularly against spin. I guess we found out how they play against spin.
Yeah. Well, good thing they added all the batters to the team who are really good at spin.
Yes.
It's gone really, really well for them. But I mean, you're right about all the build-up, about pitch doctoring and all that.
Yeah.
But it looked like they were playing on two different wickets.
Yeah.
Like all out for, what was it, 177 and then 91
and then
second
91,
innings, and India made 400.
400 odd, yeah. So you can complain about the surface if you, and mind you, none of the Aussie players actually did complain about the surface.
No.
No one did. I think it's just more talk from the outside. But I think when a couple of the Indian players sort of kind of brushed it off and they were like, well, if it was doctored and we batted on it too.
That's it. You don't judge a wicket until both teams are batted on it.
Until both teams are batted on it. So, look, couple of Indian standouts. Obviously, Rohit Sharma made 120 on that same wicket.
Yeah, funny that.
I think, the innings was like basically flawless. Like there were very few errors in it. And then, of course, Jadeja and Ashwin, the two spinners, each picking up fifer in each of the.
I think so. Yeah,
each of the innings.
Yeah.
Look, a lot of positives from the Indian side. There was a big positive from the Aussie side, though.
Ah, yes, a certain bespectacled young gentleman.
Ah, yes. It's a good pickup. I didn't notice that.
No one's spoken about.
No.
Glasses. No. Todd Murphy.
Yes,
took 7 for on debut, the second best Aussie debutant figures.
Is that correct?
After, what's his name? Jason Frazier.
Of course. And that was in India as well.
I think it was, yeah. Yeah, they're calling Todd Murphy the kid.
The kid.
Yeah, like a baby goat. You not heard that?
No. That's great.
Yeah, not bad, is it? Not bad.
No, that's good. Well, I mean, he bowled really well. He was the first to pick up a wicket, and then he just followed through, and he was the most consistent of the bowlers, and basically reaped the rewards of his consistency.
And bowling 47 overs, I mean, that alone is a bloody hell of an effort.
Absolutely.
That's outrageous. Speaking of outrageous, no, that's not a segue that works, but I'm just going to keep going.
Back it in.
The Super Bowl wrapped up.
Outrageous.
Wrapped up today for us.
Yes, did it?
Now we know a lot about American football or gridiron or the NFL.
Yes.
One of those works, right? They probably all are applicable. So the Kansas City Chiefs played the Philadelphia Eagles and the Chiefs won. Why is it Chiefs? Why isn't it Chiefs? Like thieves? Nothing but thieves. Nothing but Chiefs.
Chiefs, no? Yeah.
Anyway, that's. You want to dwell on that for a sec?
Yeah. Okay, I wouldn't mind to actually.
Okay. Chiefs.
Are there any other words that you can think of that have that same like thief, chief?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Grief.
Greaves.
Greaves.
Well, that's different, isn't it?
It's different. It's a different thing, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't spend too long on this.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Also, I just realised it's not plural, is it? It's like a... Anyway. So the Kansas City Chiefs are the world champions.
Yeah, yes. Yep.
And that leads me to the question,
Mm-hmm.
why do Americans say they're the world champions when they're the only ones that play the game? It'd be like the AFL premiers being referred to as the world champions.
The world champions.
Which, I mean, I wouldn't be mad at the moment. Seems Geelong are the current reigning world champions.
Well, technically, if you're the only country that plays it in the world and you're the champion of your country, then I guess you are the champion of the world.
Yeah, by default.
By default.
I mean, if you're happy to claim it that way, so be it.
But then, like
NBA say world champions.
They say
as well.
world champions,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's definitely not champions of the world.
Mm.
Champions of the National Basketball Association of America and Canada, a little bit of Canada.
Yeah, that one city in Canada. Yeah. Like in baseball as well, the World Series.
Yeah.
Because that's like the finals.
Yep.
Why?
Yep.
Why? I know that like aliens.
America.
I know that aliens in like horror movies see a map of the world and it's just the United States.
Really?
Do they believe that as well? Do you reckon, Americans?
I don't know what you're referring to. Is that actually a thing in movies where they?
Well, it's always America, isn't it? Yeah. No?
Yeah, all the attacks, all of the the alien attacks and everything has to be in. Yep.
Well, after a couple of sweeping generalizations, which is something we're very good at on this show.
Yes.
We were sitting here trying to think of a way to relate the NFL to cricket.
Yeah, they're both sports.
They're both sports,
Correct.
which was the first thing on the list, and we were very happy that we made that connection.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if more people have actually picked up on that.
Yeah, like I mean, we sort of put both of them down, a bit of a Venn diagram.
Yeah.
And sport was definitely in the middle.
And there was like ball.
Yeah, ball.
But then, shape of ball.
That's already, it goes to pieces there.
Goes so wrong.
Mm.
But we finally got there.
Mm.
So, the Super Bowl.
Trying to stretch.
Such a stretch, this one. The Super Bowl just wrapped up. So, with that in mind, we're going to run through some tips to make every ball that you bowl super. Because we're a cricket podcast, and that's the best we could come up with.
It's a Monday episode.
We ran out of time to plan this one, and I think you're about to find that out very, very soon. Do you want to start, or should I start?
Wait, before we start, did we not think about like soup bowl? Is that
Well, you know that we didn't because you were involved in the conversation where we were trying to plan what we could do.
I just not that leads to anything at all.
Yes, the soup bowl.
The soup bowl, yeah.
All right. Okay. How would you try? No.
How would I make an episode about soup bowl?
You want to air this right now? How would you make a cricket related episode about soup bowl?
All right, you got me there.
Yeah.
Touche.
How quickly you bloody folded there. Slightly quicker than I thought you would as well. It's impressive.
All right. Sorry, bowling tips, right? We're giving everyone bowling. We've both been bowling for a pretty long time.
Yes. And I would say this is perfectly timed considering how bloody average I bowled on the weekend.
Right.
So happy to give out advice.
Yep.
I think the timing is perfect.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll start.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, tip number one. I guess tip number one?
Whatever you want it to be.
It's all about... I mean, this leads on from last week. Was it last week?
About like looking the part?
Looking the part.
Yeah.
Yeah? Looking the part. Sunnies.
Mm-hmm.
Get your sunnies on. Headband.
Headband. Yep. Yeah. Headband. Yep. Absolutely.
You did wear sunnies again over the weekend, right?
Yeah. Did I mentioned, didn't I, about what I feel like my bowling average is in sunnies compared to my normal glasses? Did I mention that on the episode?
You might have.
I think so.
Basically, it's an experiment. You're trying to figure out if you are better with sunnies or without sunnies.
Yeah.
And currently, you're sort of split. You're not sure.
I'm really not sure. Yeah, as I said, I don't have the data to back it up. But I reckon it's the first time on the weekend that I bowled poorly in sunnies.
Ah, okay.
But I feel like the odds are in your favour though if you bowl in sunnies.
Okay. Fair enough.
And you said a headband as well, did you?
Yeah. Look the part, mate.
Look the part. Yeah. I like it. I like it. I mean, a mullet would be good as well.
Yeah.
Like I know it's beyond possibility for some people.
Yep.
Not myself because
No.
the thing is, this is the thing. When I like shave my head like a couple of days later,
Yep.
I try and do it every couple of days. But if I like 3 or 4 days go past, right?
Yep.
And I struggle to grow it up here,
Yep.
right? But it's growing back here
Yep.
because it's longer at the back.
Uh-huh.
Is that technically a mullet?
Relativity.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's
right.
all relative,
That's
mate.
it.
Technically, it's long hair
Yeah.
at the back compared to the top. So, I guess so.
You saying yes?
I mean, sure, why not?
Please say yes.
Is that why you're wearing a cap, by the way? Is that
It's been a couple extra days. So,
Cheeky.
yeah.
Nah, I love it.
I just haven't had time to bloody shave it, mate.
You haven't wore a cap in a while.
No, I think the last time was when I didn't have time to shave it.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, I try and time given this a trim and shaving my head with recording the pod.
Yeah.
Just throw me off recording an extra day earlier.
Yeah.
Just throw me off. Anyway. So sunny's a headband and mullet if you can, which
Yep.
everyone should be able to really, even with the shittest of fairlines.
Yep.
Tip 2. This is also following on from last week. Looking the part, acting the part.
Yep.
Set your own field.
Mm.
Set your own field, regardless of where the ball's going to go. It's all about confidence. Fake it till you make it, which was the episode title last week.
It was, yes.
If you think that you could possibly bowl to a 6-2 field, 6 on the offside, 2 on the off, do it. Back yourself.
Back
And then
yourself in.
I feel like with that maths, you've got a field left over as well. Do you? Yeah,
Wait,
you
what?
do.
8,
Yeah,
8,
yeah.
9,
You gotta,
10, yeah.
Well, sorry, I'm used to being.
I thought you were doing linking last week's episode to the how short is too short.
Well,
episode
yeah, I was
as
just
well.
about to say we're used to being short, so I think that's where my mind is. But yeah, you bowled to a field of only slips. Didn't you?
Yeah, it's good fun.
All but one.
Pretty much, yeah. One. I think you were on the leg side.
I was on the legs, like on mid wicket all by myself. Yes. So don't let the skipper do it, or let the skipper do it, and then make your
and
changes.
then correct it.
Yeah, be like, no, skip. I want him in the slips.
Yeah.
And then when he gets you get slogged to cow corner, I'm like, all right, skip. You got a point. But set your field.
No, not. Oh, you got a point. Just you know what, Skip? I reckon we should put someone.
Yeah. Make it seem like it's your idea. Then. Yes, genius.
Look the part, mate.
Look the part.
All right. Tip 3. Grip.
The grip is important.
The grip.
Sorry, I was having a sip of water then.
No,
the grip
right.
is important.
So I've got my.
You got your Pfeiffer cherry right there. That was
Right
when you bowled to a field of 7 slips.
Yes, that was fun.
Yeah.
Good times. So
how do you grip the ball?
How do I actually grip
How
the
do
ball?
you grip it when you're running into ball? You're out swingers.
My general, yeah.
Which is your
stock ball. Yep. So shiny side to the right, rough side to the left. Just conventional swing. I usually you get your normal sort of split finger grip, and then I tilt it slightly towards usually like somewhere between probably about second slip.
Yep.
Tilt, and all of the weight is sort of on my middle finger. This finger is basically hovering and just very gently touching it.
Right. Okay.
And so the weight is I'm pretty much holding the ball with 2 fingers.
Yeah. Right.
Middle finger and the thumb down the bottom, and then comes through. And the idea is to sort of just bring it down, and hopefully seam stays straight enough, and sort of goes through on an angle.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Sick.
Yourself?
Well, kind of the opposite. So I have the shiny side on the other side.
Correct.
Because I bowl in swingers.
You do bowl in swingers.
Yeah. Again, split seam, split fingers either side of the seam, and I tilt it on a slightly different angle. Mm-hmm. So instead of it, so I think you're more like that, are you? So the angle towards the slips well, I suppose you'd be that way, wouldn't you? Whereas I kind of angle it in my hand.
Yeah. Okay.
So my thumb is just to the right-hand side of the seam.
Yep.
And yeah, that helps. I find that it helps me with the swing, and then also more likely to cut as well. Cut one way or the other.
Yep.
I don't really think too much about how much of the top fingers are touching the ball. I just kind of run in.
Okay.
Sort of not too far back in the hand, but not too far at the front of the fingers. Just sort of,
what's your spacing like that? Like
kind of like that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's hard to say on a podcast, but
yeah. Because I remember when we were juniors, lots of them, they used to sort of the stock standard way they'd say, and this is getting very this is very different to what we normally do.
Yeah, it is.
But it's fun though. Like
I think this is the one thing that we can talk a bit about.
Yeah, which is why it's like, oh, well, I didn't even realize that we could. But I think to lots of juniors, the stock way of sort of bowling medium pace is so when you grip it and you split seam or whatever and holding it straight, they say just a bit more than a thumb space between sort of your actual hand and the ball itself. But to me, that feels really deep in your hand.
Yeah, it looks like it is
really deep in your hand, and I feel like if anything, you're gonna get less of a snap when because you should always flick your wrist forward when you're following through. Less of a snap because it's too deep in your hand.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to swing less. So it's an interesting.
Well, Well, if you're trying to snap like you said, and it's deeper in your hand, like surely it'll pitch shorter as well.
Correct.
You're not going to get much swing if you're pitching it short. Yeah, so slower and shorter. Yeah. Would you have you ever bowled like fingers together, like on the top of the seam like that, like no gap?
I have before. I used to try bowl my bouncer like that actually.
Yep.
But it sort of works sometimes, doesn't work other times.
Yeah.
I feel like it gets you get a bit more zip as well.
Oh, you would for sure. Yeah.
And potentially a bit more cut if you just straight on it.
Yeah.
But haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, pull it out, mate. I say this is an absolute ripper, Nick.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it is.
It was in the bag for a long time, but it's doing okay.
Chuck it back on the trophy. Chuck it back on the trophy. Well, there you go. There's just in case you thought that we weren't going to chuck a serious one in there. How's that? On to the next one.
On to the next one. Was that me that just did that, or was that you?
I think it was you. I think you started it.
Yeah, that's right. I did. I picked up the ball.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah. Did I talk too much during that? Did I?
No, I mean it was. We just entered another world. Then
you did. I'm so thrown off right now. It was are we a cricket podcast?
Nah, surely not.
What? That's crazy. That's so crazy. So tip number 4: when you're running into bowl. All right. Actually, no. I'm going to backtrack. Run-ups aren't everything. All right. When you run into bowl, you want a steady pace. You don't want to stop at the crease. Now we see this so often at our level.
Yeah.
Especially with the younger blokes. They have the longest run up in the world. They run in and you think they'd be tired by the time they get to the crease, but it's not even that. They run in and then they stop and slowly roll through their action.
Yeah. Yep.
That your run up's giving you nothing there.
Yeah.
If you want to run through that pace, you don't need to run up.
No, you don't.
You want to be. You're probably better to talk to this. Steady build up to towards the crease. So there's consistent energy towards where you're bowling the ball, and keep the pace consistent.
Yeah, 100%. You can tell exactly like where someone finishes. Sorry, pardon me. You can tell where someone finishes their actual bowling action if their run up is wasted or not. Like if they're following through properly and they need a couple of steps to sort of slow down and sort of walk or continue off the pitch, then they have momentum into the crease. If they're running in, finish like sort of just bowling and they stop straight away and they take one more step, well, if they've come off a short run up, so be it. But if they've come up a long run up, it's a waste of a long run up.
It is. Absolutely. It's a waste of everyone's time. We'll be leaving there before 6 if people just bowl shorter run-ups. I feel like my run-up's quite short.
Yeah, I'd say so.
But yours, for the pace you bowl, yours is pretty short too.
You reckon?
You hit the crease well because you do have that follow-through.
Yeah. I think I used to very much stop.
Mm.
And that was one of the things with junior, when I was learning throughout junior cricket, it was definitely, I used to 100% just stop fully because I'd so used to basically looking, I was trying to mimic Glenn McGrath. So I'd be like, okay, he's just trotting in and then just like he's almost vertical because he's so tall as well.
Yeah.
And just straight. And so I'd try to copy that. And I was so fixated on copying that, you know, I wasn't really concerned about follow through or anything like that. And then, one of the bowling coaches at the Gippsland side, like the rep side, he was sort of like, you're coming off a run up, but you're finishing, like you're not even taking more than 1 or 2 steps after you've delivered the ball. So what does that tell you?
Just not using the run up.
You know, you might as well. He literally said that. He was like, do the exact same thing, but come off like 2 steps. I guarantee you'll bowl the same pace.
Yeah.
And he was 100% right.
Yeah. There's some truth. There's some method behind the madness, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. What comes next, though?
After 4?
Yeah.
5.
Okay, what's tip number 5?
Tip number 5. Well, actually, I have something here.
What?
I have something. Talking about, my junior cricket days and learning a bit through some sides. I found this when we were talking about doing the episode today about bowling tips and stuff like that. I found this note that I wrote when I was 13.
Really?
Yeah. Cricket to-do list.
Cricket to-do list.
Uh-huh.
As in, like, wash whites.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That makes sense. It does. No, this was actually this was sort of when I was obsessed with sort of my dream was to play for the Australian cricket team. Mm-hmm. So I remember I had that on my wall. I said, one day you will play for the Australian cricket team.
I remember seeing that.
Wait, really?
Yes.
In my room?
Yeah, I do. I remember seeing that.
Yeah. So I had that up there and I put this next to it. And it was just a bunch of tips.
Yeah, okay.
That I had.
I don't remember seeing this.
No? Yeah, it's just a few. I mean, some of these are bowling tips. Some of them are batting tips.
Yeah.
It's a bit of everything.
So is one of these next on the list, is it?
Well, I mean, when bowling, charge in using arms. Move towards target in a straight line and imagine a radar of where you want the ball to go. Keep eyes on the spot throughout the delivery.
You wrote that when you were 13?
It's actually crazy because it's not super complicated, but just the idea of like, that was more than half of my life ago.
You've had that note for more than half your life. Yeah, but I can't.
I'm 27. I wrote this when I was 13.
Yeah. I just can't remember thinking about the game that much that young.
Really?
That's impressive. What else you got on there?
There's.
You'd have to go through all of them if you don't want to. But
there's when bowling, keep left elbow at least above eyes and in front of face.
Oh, like when you're
okay, and that was, they taught me that for fast bowlers, you can either, depending on where your back foot lands, if you're either a front on bowler or a side on bowler.
Yeah.
And mine was always my back foot would land on a 45-degree angle, which was kind of awkward. They would say, like, keep your arm directly in front of your face. So front on bowlers, if you with your back foot is landing straight, it should sort of be to the left. And side on bowlers, if your back foot's landing fully perpendicular to the crease, it should be a round arm. So your arm should come through.
Pat Cummins was like that, isn't he?
Yeah, slightly. Yeah. And he had issues with his back because he was a certain type of bowler with his back foot landing, but his upper body was doing the wrong thing. Caused injuries.
Gotcha.
So,
yeah.
Can you tell I think about the game a bit?
Yeah. Geez, actually, it's so refreshing in cricket season here. You know what you're talking about.
Don't really talk about it much though, do I? Because I just forget about it most of the time.
Yeah. Anything else worth sharing on there? I mean, we might as well finish off this segment with these these tips because
Yeah.
they're going to be better quality than anything we've got. Doesn't even have to be bowling, mate. I know we're talking about the Super Bowl, but I feel like everything that we've said is going to lead to a bowl that's super.
Your left arm is your directing arm as well as your power arm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so. So it's sort of like trying not to think so much like this. The arm with the ball in it shouldn't be putting any effort in.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you flick your wrist, but the arm itself.
Yeah, you don't want to be slinging it.
Nah, that's when you start hurting your shoulder
Asking
and
for
pulling
trouble.
your shoulder out and stuff like that. A bit of, mate, fielding tips.
Fielding tips.
Yeah.
Like Mark X, where you want to walk into. Something like that.
When fielding in slips, keep feet shoulder width apart and angled in slightly.
Angle your feet in.
Yeah, I think like sort of angled. I think that means like my knees.
Oh, your knees.
Your knees
Yeah, okay,
sort of in
yeah.
slightly.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot to listen, I think.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few others, but I think that's
Yeah, right.
that's enough for one day.
That's amazing. I feel like we've grown as a show, thanks to 13-year-old Ashwin.
13.
So getting forward after a pretty wholesome end to run it back, there, I'd say, with 13-year-old Ashwin paving the way for future cricketers. We were stretching this show, as we usually do.
Yep.
And this is no exception. So we're trying to make a connection between, well, it was NFL and cricket.
Both sports.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I think we might make this America and cricket.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, which American non-cricketing athlete
Yep.
would make the best batter? And I'm probably going to preface this by saying we only really know NBA players, so it's probably going to be basketball players.
I was initially thinking of like sprinters, like 100-meter sprinters and stuff, but I don't keep on top of the sprinting world as much as I used to. Like back when, used to be like Tyson Gay and like, do you remember? No, okay, fair enough. No. No. Asafa Powell?
Who? Asafa
Powell?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Sorry, mate.
No, that's all right. It's all good. Not going to get every reference. So, bowler?
I said batter first.
Batter?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll start with batter.
Batter, okay. Can I give you a bowler?
You can give me a bowler if you want.
Okay.
Wait, don't give me a bowler. Shouldn't have said that. Probably shouldn't have said that. Yes, who is a bowler?
Yes.
That you think would be
fast bowler? Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards?
Ant-Man.
Yeah. Is that any other reason other than he plays for the Timberwolves?
He plays for the Timberwolves, yeah.
That's the reason?
Yeah.
Okay.
I reckon he can bat too.
Oh, so you're saying like Anthony Edwards the all-rounder?
Yeah, he can do both.
Yeah,
I reckon.
No, that's fair.
Yourself? What do you reckon?
I feel like Steph Curry would be like annoyingly good as a batter. Like he's apparently pretty good at golf.
Is he?
I reckon he's got that hand-eye coordination.
I didn't think about golf. Yeah.
He's got the hand-eye coordination pretty down pat.
Yep.
And then I haven't got a fast bowler because I know it's except for Ant-Man.
Yeah.
I have a spinner.
Okay.
Now this person. Sorry, we're sticking with basketball because it's the only American athletes we know.
Yeah.
This player probably is the most craftiest, best finisher of all time. One of.
Okay.
Kyrie Irving would be a crafty spinner.
You reckon?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah? Just like the different combinations.
Yeah. Well, the combinations that he's got finishing at the rim.
Yeah.
You absolutely apply that to being a cheeky offie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was he born in Melbourne as well?
I think he was.
It's in the blood, mate.
It's in the blood.
Switch on.
Time to switch on. Business as usual from me. Couple of questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is a reference to an episode from not that long ago, but maybe a little while ago.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to use a bowl as a piece of cricket equipment,
Yeah.
what would its best use be?
So like, are we talking like a massive,
You
like
can
a,
pick the size of the bowl, mate.
okay.
You've just got to justify it.
Okay. I'd go like a tiny little sort of,
Sorry.
tiny little soy sauce bowl,
Right.
like a little tiny one that you put, yeah.
Yep.
And I'd use it as a box. All right. I know what you're thinking. You're like, he's gonna misdirect me by doing this,
Yep.
and I
Yep.
didn't misdirect.
You didn't. Yeah. Self-burn. Those are rare.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Okay. Well, we'll swiftly move on, shall we?
Mhm.
Move on to question 2. One of the following people is an American cricketer.
Yep.
An American cricketer. They exist. They've got a team.
Yes. Yeah. I know.
The rest of these are NFL players. Which one is the cricketer?
Yeah. Okay.
So A, Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
B, Cooper Cup. C, Steve Marshall. Or D, Jalen Hurts.
Jeez. Okay. Damn. For some reason, I kind of just, without getting too racial about it, I kind of just assumed that most of the United States cricket team was sort of. I was expecting sort of names of Indian heritage.
There's a few of them.
Yep.
Intentionally
Okay.
didn't pick.
Intentionally
those.
didn't pick
Yeah.
those. Okay. Fair enough.
Probably makes it more interesting.
It
if
does.
I didn't.
It does.
Sorry. Or E, Jasdeep Singh. I think he was one of the names that I read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
I'm going to go B, Cooper Cup. It doesn't sound very NFL-y to me. Not that I know what NFL-y is, but
That's incorrect. I
Oh.
believe I think he played in the Super Bowl last year.
oh really?
Yeah. So Patrick Mahomes played today. He was the MVP apparently.
Okay, right.
Cooper Cup played last year. I don't
Right.
remember what happened.
Okay,
Jalen Hurts also played in the Super Bowl today, and he's hurting now because he plays for the Eagles.
plays for the Eagles.
Steve Marshall used to be the skipper of Team USA, and he's a wicketkeeper.
There you go.
There you bloody go. You weren't brave enough to pick C.
Damn it. Oh well.
There you go.
No, it's good. That was fun.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
reckon?
good question. Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
All right, question 1 for me. You asked me if you were to use a bowl as a piece of cricket equipment, what would be its best use, right?
Right.
So,
Yep.
question 1 for me. If you had to use a piece of cricket equipment as a bowl, what would you use?
How do you come up with this?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It moves through me.
It's leaving that alone. What I use as a bowl in terms of cricket equipment?
Hmm.
A helmet.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So such a.
I mean, you
boring-
could use a box too.
You could use a box, yeah. An unused box. I was
Ah,
going to stick with helmet.
yeah. Cool. Stock standard answer. No, it was an easy question.
Yeah.
Question 2. I looked up, you'd be surprised. I Googled leg spinning tips, how to bowl leg spin.
Ah, right, yes, because this is all about bowling that's super.
Correct.
Yes, of
correct.
course. Yeah.
So
Really.
you'd be surprised to know that I actually Googled, tips. I occasionally do.
Bit of prep.
Yeah, for leg spin bowling. I have 4 tips for you.
Right.
All right.
Are these on your list from being 13?
No. Unfortunately, I didn't have the idea of being a leg spin bowler back then. If only I did.
Fortunately, you do now.
If only I did. Can you imagine? I could be playing for Australia
You
right
could
now.
be in India right now.
I could be
Yeah.
bowling on a doctored pitch.
I can only apologise that you sat right next to me instead.
All right, 4 tips for you. Okay. Well, 4 A, B, C, and D. All right. Tip A. I'm going to get the ball again to
Oh, thank you. This is going to help me, but not the listeners.
just
Watch
demonstrate.
on YouTube. Watch
Yeah,
on YouTube.
yeah.
It's
This is
always
a
worthwhile.
little plug for our YouTube channel to give it a cheeky little watch from time to time.
Yeah.
You know.
We know a few of you do.
So, okay, I've got this ball.
Yep.
Tip A. Make sure your arm is not too high or too low.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep.
That makes sense. Yeah,
Okay.
I like that one.
Tip B. Ensure the full rotation of the wrist is completed in a spin down motion to maximize revolutions on the ball.
In a spin down motion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tip C. Combining
Bit tipsy, eh?
tipsy tired, mate.
Tipsy tired.
Very
Yeah,
tired.
fucking hell.
Combining your wrist spin and the flick of your ring finger as the ball leaves the hand. So you got to flick it.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Tip D. Ensuring you get a string shoulder rotation, aiming for a full 180 degree rotations of your arm on the follow through. So string is in it's your left arm being the string that pulls.
Okay. Yeah.
So A, B, C, or D. 3 of them are legit that I found, and one's I've made up.
Okay.
So which one is not a tip on leg spin bowling?
Mate, to be honest, they all sound pretty legit.
Okay.
I'm just looking at what you've written down here.
You're just looking for my language.
Yeah. And one that jumped out to me, and it was actually what I made a comment on, other than tip C,
Yeah.
was the spin down motion. I
Yep.
feel like it's not. I feel like you can also like. It doesn't have to be down, but like across as well. I don't know. So I'm gonna say B.
Correct, my friend.
Really? Was that bang on?
Yeah, it's bang on. Like, as in, if anything, spin down is incorrect.
Yeah.
You should not spin down when you bowl a leg spin
yeah, right.
because it forces it makes you drag down.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
bowl shorter.
Yeah.
I think Warner used to always say spin up.
Yeah.
So you want to flick it to maximize revs on the ball. Spin
Yeah.
up, get more flight on the ball.
Like Big Bad Bailey Shaw.
That's
you
what
go.
we want. Alrighty, umpires call. Controversial calls, mate. My final statements
On today's topic.
on today's topic.
Right. Hit me.
Okay. So, you ready?
Mhm.
We're getting controversial. I know we've claimed that we're going to get controversial with this segment,
Mm-hmm.
and the last few weeks have been a bit average,
Mhm.
to be honest.
Underwhelming.
Underwhelming.
Yeah.
So I'm back to being controversial. Back to the headlines. So my call for this week. The winner of the Super Bowl should actually win
for
a
God's
bowl as a trophy. You should win a bowl. It's called the Super Bowl. You shouldn't win you showed me that it was like a
It's like a silver trophy and like the ball's on a stand, like it's all like silver.
yeah.
Yeah.
If it's a ball, then call it the Super Ball, like BALL. If that's what the trophy is. Otherwise, give like a bowl, like a silver or like some expensive material bowl, and then that's the Super Bowl that you're winning.
Yeah. There's got to be a reason. We probably should have researched up why they do call it the Super Bowl. But I know, like, it's not that outrageous of a claim. Like, it's stupid, but that's just like, it's the normal level of stupid for the show.
Yeah,
It's like, like tennis. They get like the plates.
Yes,
Don't they?
yes.
The runners up get plates too, I think.
Yeah.
Depends on the competition, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's not that far from
Yeah,
a bowl, is
just
it?
win a bowl.
Yeah. What you're doing is curving up a plate. And it makes sense. It makes sense with
It
the
does.
name.
It does.
So controversial, but I am in very much agreement with you.
Thanks, man.
That's all right.
What's your controversial call? Well, not your controversial call, but your
My-
umpire's call.
My umpire's call for this week is one of the best parts of Australian rules football is how niche it is to the rest of the world.
Okay.
Now, it comes around every grand final day. They compare it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right, this is what we should be. We should have it at night. It's going to be such a spectacle.
Yeah.
Stop comparing the two.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've watched videos on YouTube, and it's random Americans have
Commentated over the top of.
not even that stage. They've discovered AFL. There's a video that the AFL YouTube channel put up years ago
Okay.
saying what is AFL, and it broke down the rules very well, might I add.
Yep.
And then they'd go on to like biggest tackles, biggest bumps, best goals, and you see these people discovering the game.
Yep.
I know it's cricket season, but the game that we're proud to say is our own,
Yes.
and they're just discovering it right in front of your eyes, and it's so wholesome.
Yeah.
And I like that there's nothing else like it in the world.
Correct.
So stop trying to fucking make it like everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course they plug a shitload more money into the NFL.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Mm.
I don't care. I feel like we've had a good little run up until this point of not feeling like we have to apologise at the end of an episode. I feel like the content's been pretty good.
It's actually been a hot minute, hasn't it?
We've had a good stretch. And
Yeah.
Look, time hasn't been on our side this week, and I think it's shown, but we've churned it out. 13-year-old Ashton saved the day, I think. Nice little surprise there for us.
Yeah.
You've still got it? You kept it safe?
I still have it. It's in my
Okay, cool.
pocket.
Nice.
I'm not sure where the original sign for the you will play for Australia, the Australian cricket team one day is, but I guess I never did. So maybe I threw that one out potentially.
Uh-huh.
It's all right. I brought it with the wholesome, and I finish off with sad boy.
Yeah. Well, okay. Hit us with. Is there a tip on there that you haven't said that'd be a good sort of parting gift for the listeners? You can say no.
Here's an interesting one.
Okay.
Fielding one. Right?
Fielding. Yeah, we love fielding.
We do love fielding.
That's
right?
the
one
third of the two elements.
The two elements of cricket, correct. When throwing the ball, sort of infield, outfield, move right foot to the right, then put left foot towards target.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Because I think quite often when we were doing in the fielding drills with the rep squad, when people would sort of bend down to pick up the ball and then aim and then to pivot at the stumps, they would turn around. So they'd pick it up and then their right foot, assuming they're right-handers, of course, would swivel around because they thought that would give them a bit of extra kick.
Yeah. Right.
But that actually completely moves your radar off target, and then you're trying to readjust to get it back on target. You're throwing arm. So if you pick the ball up, move your right foot to the right and sort of in the direction of where you're going. In the same way that when you're bowling, you want to be moving your right foot towards the target in a way. No different in this case as well.
Okay. I have a follow-up question.
Okay.
What happened?
What?
13-year-old Ashton was a genius. All right, we're going to actually get up and leave now. Next test starts on Friday, I think.
Yeah, the 17th.
Hopefully we get a 5-day. Nice.
Yep, we do love cricket.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I guess there's nothing left to say other than
keep hitting sixes.